Hi everyone, my name is Olivia, or Liv. I'm really not picky. I am making this video because I have decided to join Booktube. I know that I should have like a tea or a hot drink of any kind, but for some reason I decided to go with a grape soda. I've definitely put this off for a long time, as I think everyone does. You're kind of like nervous to make a video and you feel weird about talking to a camera alone. I'm also an actor, so I'm quite used to speaking alone to cameras, but we'll get into that later. Also, I really do apologize that I'm wearing a hat. I realize the shadow that it casts on my face is not ideal, but if you were to see the state of my hair at the moment, you would probably thank me, so you're welcome. I figured that I would start with the Booktube Newbie tag just so everyone could get an idea of whether my tastes match yours, what kind of person I am. Okay, so I have my laptop here with the questions. Let's just jump right into it. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel mostly, I'm just gonna be so honest. I just recently moved back home from graduating university. I got really into reading over the pandemic, as I'm sure, well, I know a lot of people got into reading over the pandemic because what else was there to do? I am starting this channel because none of my friends really enjoy reading, but not necessarily the same kinds of things that I enjoy reading. If you're curious as to what that is, just look at me for just literally 2 seconds. If you guessed fantasy romance, you'd be right. Because if there's one thing YouTube needs more of, it's white women talking about fantasy romance. Mostly to just find a sense of community and find and make new friends who enjoy the same books that I do. My dad moved to a new city where I have no friends. This is my last resort. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I also am an actor, as I briefly mentioned before. When I read books, which is not just an actor thing, people do this anyways, but for me, the primary focus for me is really like delving into character development. I even sometimes will read out loud to myself, like act out what I'm saying. Shouldn't be saying this on the internet. Shouldn't be saying this at all. I'm sure other people do the same thing. They're just not saying anything because they're smart. As an actor, our jobs are to embody completely different people and different stories. So I really love reading different people's stories and point of views because I feel like it gives me leeway into potentially getting into the head of those kinds of people if I were to ever play those kinds of people. Third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Definitely making friends. Like, I sound so lonely, and I am. I do have friends in real life. Not where I am, really. I mean, just in terms of this aspect of my life, not a ton of people really know about this part of my life, and how obsessed with reading and books I am. So I would really love to just meet like-minded people, have conversations, and see other people's perspectives on my favorite books and, you know, share book recommendations and do buddy reads and stuff like that. Like, that is just my dream, and I think that would be so rewarding and such a great opportunity to meet people as well. Okay, why do you love reading? Other than the, you know, the quite basic answer of like, oh, it's an escape from reality. Like, it really is, but also, as if my work just emailed me. Sorry. That's actually kind of a funny segue. It distracts you from the things in life that cause you stress or anxiety. Reading has always been a real meditative experience for me. Really find it interesting, kind of get in the heads of other people or creatures or fairies. What book series got you into reading? I read Harry Potter with my sister and my mom when I was quite young. I would say it wasn't, like, Harry Potter was a big one, but it wasn't like the one. I would say the one for me, probably the Hunger Games, or, oh my God, do you remember Spiderwick? A Series of Unfortunate Events, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. These are all timeless classics. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would probably ask them something along the lines of like how you structure your videos to ensure that they're not boring and they're not dragging on too long. One thing about me is I like to talk, and if you give me the chance, I will talk for a while. I think I would also ask them how they really separate this from their big girl jobs. How do you maintain that drive and that motivation to continue to film and continue to edit? Because editing takes a long time. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Definitely staying consistent. It's so hard to start like a passion project and maintain a sense of drive until you get to a place that maybe you can make a living. And this isn't for me to make a living, obviously. As everyone knows, booktubers have endless fame and accolades. Yeah, this for me is just like a passion thing and just a community thing for sure. I'm someone that gets burnt out and stressed out a lot very quickly, and then as a result I isolate myself and I'm like, I can't do it, I can't do anything, no one talk to me, no one look at me, I can't do anything, don't expect anything from me. That will be hard, but I'm really going to not let that happen. I think also because I never stopped reading. When did you start reading? I started reading when I was very young, like I was little, but I took a very long hiatus, I guess in high school, and then in university I took a long break. That's when when the old COVID started. Pandemic started, I think I was in second year. It was the end of my second year. That was when I got back into reading, like heavily. Of course, series that got me back into reading. It was ACOTAR, okay? It was ACOTAR. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed. And it was kind of one of those things where I got back into it and I was like, this is an obsession that will distract me from the void, and I need to continue to do this at all costs. It's the only thing bringing me joy. Where do you read? Me bed. Aside from me bed, the couch in my basement, that's really cozy. I read on the subway, I read on the streetcar, which some people say isn't a good idea. They're like, oh my God, you're gonna get robbed. I really read everywhere, but mostly my bed. It's very cozy in here. What kind of books do you like to read? I kind of already touched on this. I'm a fantasy romance girly. Like I said, look at me. What other alternative is there? Fantasy romance definitely is up there. I love literally every genre. Like, I read quite a lot of self-help books. I read a lot of, like right now beside me, I have like a book on acting, Stanislavski, historical fiction. That's why when I was looking up doing, making a booktube, everyone's like, you have to pick one genre and one niche. And I was like, well, I don't stick to one niche. So if this sounds like you, hit that subscribe button. The last question is, sometimes done. What? It means like not everyone answers this question. I'm gonna. What does your book collection look like? Okay, well this is an upsetting question and I'll tell you why. My book collection is scattered across my dad's house, my mom's house, my old apartment back in Toronto, which is still not completely cleared out. My book collection is a bit of everywhere, and my dream is that one day when I have my own place somewhere solid where I will be for a long time, I will finally have my book collection all in one place. If you're absolutely dying to see what it looks like here, it's sad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, it's sad looking here. This is the tripod we're using. We got the Crescent City books and Court of Silver Flames. That's my, Also, if anyone says anything about my LED lights, you're literally blocked. My sad little bookshelf over there. We're not working with much, but like I said, it's scattered around a few different houses, and unfortunately I'm nowhere long enough to send all of my books to one place. House of Sky and Breath, I literally already owned it, but it was at my mom's and I couldn't wait to read it. So then when I was here at my dad's, I just went and I bought it again. And that stung, But I did it because I have never been relaxed ever. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video if you got all the way to the end. Thank you. I'm super, super excited to get started, and I'm really, really excited to meet all of you. And please leave a comment or like send me a message. Like, again, I'm open to talking to everyone. I want to make friends. I want to meet people. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to show you more.